Be honest with me for a second. Have you ever opened your banking app, stared at the number, and thought, okay, I make decent money, I'm not reckless, I don't even buy crazy stuff. So where did it all go? Because that moment right there, that quiet, slightly embarrassing moment where you're doing mental gymnastics trying to explain your own finances, that's not because you're bad with money. It's because your money is being quietly controlled by tiny habits you don't even notice. Not big decisions. Not, should I buy a house? Not, should I invest in crypto? I'm talking about the small, boring daily behaviors that feel insignificant, but slowly decide whether your life feels calm or constantly stressful. And here's the thing. Most people think changing their financial life requires massive discipline, complex systems, or some genius-level strategy. That's completely wrong. What actually changes your life is 7 tiny habits, small enough that they don't trigger resistance, but powerful enough to quietly reshape how you think, spend, save, and feel within 30 days. And once these habits lock in, your life doesn't just look different on paper, it feels different. My name is Leo, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, behavior, and why smart people keep making the same financial mistakes. If you're someone who makes money, but still feels anxious about it, feels behind, or wonders why financial peace feels just out of reach, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're not talking about budgeting spreadsheets or grinding harder. We're talking about tiny habits that quietly change your life in 30 days, without willpower, without motivation, and without turning your life upside down. Before we start, a hard truth. Here's what most people don't realize. Your financial life isn't built by the big moments. It's built by the defaults, the automatic choices, the emotional reactions, the I'll deal with it later moments. According to behavioral finance research, over 80% of daily financial decisions are made automatically, not consciously. That means most of your money life is happening without you actually choosing it. So the goal isn't to become disciplined. The goal is to change what happens automatically. And that starts with habit number 1. Habit hash 1. Look at your money every single day without judgment. This sounds stupidly simple, and that's exactly why it works. Most people avoid looking at their money the same way they avoid stepping on a scale after the holidays. Not because they don't care, but because looking triggers emotion, guilt, anxiety, shame, frustration. So they check once a month, panic, promise to be better, and then avoid it again. Here's the thing. Avoidance doesn't reduce anxiety. It creates it. Studies from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau show that people who check their accounts daily report lower financial stress, even when their finances are objectively worse. Why? Because uncertainty is more stressful than reality. So here's the habit. Every day, same time, open your banking app. Check 3 numbers only. Checking balance, credit card balance, savings balance. That's it. No spreadsheets, no analysis, no self-lecturing. Just look. Think of it like checking the weather. You're not judging the weather. You're just becoming aware. Within 7-10 days, something weird happens. The numbers stop feeling emotional. They start feeling neutral. And once money becomes neutral, you stop making emotional decisions with it. That's the foundation for everything else. Habit hash 2. Delay every non-essential purchase by 24 hours. Now you might be thinking, Leo, I already know this. I've heard this advice a million times. Yeah, and most people still don't do it correctly. This isn't about self-control. It's about interrupting impulse chemistry. Here's what's happening in your brain when you want to buy something. Dopamine spikes before the purchase, not after. The anticipation is the reward. So when you buy immediately, you're just obeying a chemical impulse. But dopamine decays fast, which means if you delay, even slightly, the desire collapses. So the rule is simple. Anything non-essential over $30 gets a 24-hour pause. Add it to a note titled Wait List. That's it. No debate, no justification. What happens next is fascinating. About 70% of items never get purchased, not because you forced yourself, but because the desire evaporated. Let's do the math. If you normally impulse spend $15 a day, that's $450 a month. If this habit kills even half of that, that's $2,700 a year without earning a dollar more. And more importantly, you regain a sense of control. which leads directly into habit number 3. Habit hash 3. Automate. 1. Smart financial move. Look, willpower is overrated. Automation beats motivation every single time. Yet most people automate the wrong things. Bills, subscriptions, minimum payments. Those are defensive automations. What you want is offensive automation. Here's the habit. Automate one smart move that happens right after payday. Just one. Examples: $50 automatically into savings, $25 into an index fund, $100 toward high-interest debt. That's it. Why this works psychologically? Your brain treats automated actions as non-events. There's no pain, no debate, no emotional reaction. Now here's what most people don't realize. Saving manually feels like losing money. Saving automatically feels invisible, and invisible habits are the strongest ones. Within 30 days, that account starts growing without effort. That changes how you see yourself. You stop thinking, I should be better with money, and start thinking, I'm someone who handles money well. Identity beats discipline. Habit hash 4. Track net worth. Once a week, not daily. This is where it gets really interesting. Most people track the wrong metric. They obsess over income budget categories, single purchases. But wealth isn't about income. It's about net worth, assets minus liabilities. And here's the psychological trick. Tracking net worth weekly, not daily, creates progress visibility without obsession. Once a week, list everything you own. Subtract everything you owe. Write the number down. That's it. Why weekly works. Daily changes are noise. Monthly feels too distant. Weekly creates momentum. Even if the number barely moves, your awareness expands. You start asking better questions. Should I put extra money toward this debt or that one? Why is this asset growing slower than expected? And here's the wild part. People who track net worth, even when it's negative, tend to increase it faster than people who don't track at all. Because clarity creates behavior change automatically. Habit hash 5. Rename your savings accounts. This sounds ridiculous. Stay with me. Most savings accounts fail because they're emotionally meaningless. Emergency fund, general savings. Your brain doesn't care. Behavioral economists have shown that labeled money is harder to spend. So here's the habit. Rename your savings accounts to specific future outcomes. Instead of savings use, sleep at night fund, never panic again, freedom fund. Now when you think about transferring money out, you're not stealing from savings. You're stealing from your future peace. That tiny psychological shift dramatically reduces withdrawals. And over 30 days, you stop seeing saving as deprivation. You start seeing it as self-respect. Habit hash 6. Set a weekly money check-in, 10 minutes max. This is not budgeting. Budgeting fails because it feels like punishment. This is a check-in, not a correction. Once a week, same day, same time, set a 10-minute timer. Ask 3 questions. 1. What went right this week? 2. What felt off? 3. One small improvement for next week. That's it. No spreadsheets, no guilt, no perfection. This habit does something powerful. It shifts you from reactive to reflective. And reflective people make better decisions by default. After a few weeks, you start catching mistakes before they become problems. That's how financial confidence is built quietly. Habit hash 7. Consume one piece of financial content instead of scrolling. Last habit, and this one compounds the fastest. Most people scroll when they're tired, which means their brain is vulnerable, and algorithms love that. So here's the swap. Once a day, replace 5 minutes of scrolling with one article, one podcast clip, one short educational video. That's it. No binge learning, no overwhelm, just exposure. Why this works? Your beliefs about money shape your actions. And most people's beliefs are shaped by ads, influencers, lifestyle comparison. When you change the input, behavior follows naturally. Within 30 days, your internal money dialogue shifts. You start thinking long-term without forcing it. What happens after 30 days? Here's what most people don't expect. Your life doesn't suddenly look richer. It feels quieter, less anxiety, fewer impulse decisions, more clarity, more confidence. Money stops being a constant background stress. And once that happens, you finally have the mental space to make big moves, investing, career decisions, lifestyle upgrades, without panic. Look, No one fixes their financial life overnight, but people do change it quietly, one tiny habit at a time. If you implement even 3 of these habits in the next 30 days, your future self will feel the difference immediately. So here's your action step. Pick one habit. Start tonight, not tomorrow, not next week. And if this video helped you think differently about money, even a little, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe for more no-nonsense financial psychology, and let me know in the comments which habit you're starting first. Because the quiet changes, they're the ones that last.